Today we're at the Moroccon Lounge with a brand new scene analysis host named Skye to watch a band called Wayword, as well as our friends Willowake, Sketches, and Hazel. This is one of the last headlining sets from the band Wayword for a long time, so we figured we had to catch them while we can, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's send it down to Skye on the scene.
What's the vibe like inside there tonight?
I saw some really beautiful people. I think it's a younger crowd, giving like grunge, giving like some emo vibes, giving like hashtag dark fairy core and up in that bitch.
All I've got is insane.
I think the first Willowake smell show.
I love the smell.
It gets pretty smelly in there.
Yeah, sure does.
But their first smell show, a friend of ours brought his friend who works for a props department, and he had this huge sword, like a massive claymore-sized sword from some movie.
Okay.
And while they were playing, our buddy Alec just jumped up on stage with the sword and just stood there the whole time, swinging it around. It was a pretty good show. There was a lot of movement in the crowd that day too, and then he jumped back in with the foam sword. It was pretty funny. Pretty good story.
There aren't really two Wayward songs that sound the same. They have songs that go in kind of the emo rock and the pop punk direction, but their more recent output has definitely felt more shoegaze inspired, and this show certainly matched that energy. Wayward songs often embrace some pretty non-traditional song structures, but they're always drenched in effects and feel super full, and oftentimes they can get pretty heavy. At this show specifically, there was something about Wayward that was pretty different than the other bands on the bill, like Willow Wake, but we'll get to that eventually. The Wayward project is largely spearheaded by vocalist Albert Lopez, who also plays in a pretty big LA band called the Red Pears. Albert arranges and writes the majority of the music, and then he demos the songs out, brings them into the rest of the band, and they record their final parts. Pretty much since its inception, Wayward's been a live act. They have a lot of music out, and they've been dropping since about 2019, but it's very clear that this band was first and foremost meant to be a live performance. And their focus on their live sound makes a lot of sense given some of the more recent shoegaze cuts that they've dropped, like Razor Blades. Our friends Willowake also opened this show up, and they're a band that I believed in for years at this point. To put it simply, I think Willowake shows are a ton of fun, and the personalities of Gavin, Dax, and Junior on stage interacting really gives you the sense that they want you to be there as much as you want to be there. And as a performer, that's one of the best things you can do. These guys put their all into every single show they play. I've seen it firsthand, and I can't wait to see how far it brings them. I would say the music of Willow Wake lands somewhere between emo rock, pop punk, and post-punk, but they have this incredible knack for writing some of the stickiest hooks in the LA rock scene right now. The band is fresh off their debut EP, entitled An Alter Ego, which they released on Wiretap Records. And I just gotta say, from front to back, this project is such a fun listen. One thing that I especially love about Willow Wake's music is their understanding of dynamic. Despite their rhythm section of Gavin and Dax being one of the tightest I've seen live, they seem to never overplay. Every single rhythm part fits the song. One of my favorite examples of this is their song Spiders. The verses of this song see Dax playing a pretty simple rim beat when I think a lot of bands in this genre would opt for kind of like an open hi-hat blast beat in this situation. This, when coupled with Junior's incredible vocal delivery and great sense for melody, makes all of the choruses in all of their songs hit extra hard.
Beeba doobie.
Perfect world, genie comes out of a bottle, you get whatever you want. Where would you guys be in 5 years?
Album definitely.
3 dogs,
in 5 years?
3 German Shepherds, a Maserati. a Babalubadi,
A couple kids.
a couple kids,
Okay, maybe.
a couple guys, a couple dudes. I don't know.
Yeah.
5 years.
Opening for Biba Doobie. For Biba Doobie. For Biba Doobie.
Or Biba Doobie's opening for us.
Okay.
I don't know about
Wait,
that.
who did we say?
Yeah.
Who did we say last night?
Oh,
Oh,
we said
Youngblood
Youngblood?
opening for Youngblood.
I was like,
For Biba Doobie.
I know I've been talking about this underground LA rock scene so much recently, but I think it's just because of how much I believe in a lot of these bands. Right now, it feels like there's just an absolute plethora of largely Latin-fronted LA bands coming out right now. They're kind of revitalizing that scene that was left in the 2010s, but with a moral compass that's far more rooted in community and inclusion. It's really, really inspiring to watch. It feels real. And no matter how much I talk about it, I can't help but be excited for the future of this scene. I'm ATBDante, and this has been Scene Analysis.